Good morning, everyone. Okay, chaliye, let us start with the current affair without wasting any time. This is Alka Mishra, and today we will going to start with one of the very important topic. The bill has been proposed in Parliament related to Chandigarh. Chandigarh, as we all know, कि Chandigarh is a union territory and always been a bawal and a dispute between two major states, that is your Haryana and Punjab. So today we will going to see what's the matter is Q Chandigarh is a matter of bawal, and what is the provision which has been the bill which has been initiated in Parliament, and what will be the effects if a particularly bill has been amended, or how it can be one of the disputed thing in the current scenario. So starting with kya news hai. So the proposed constitutional amendment bill, that is 131st constitution amendment bill, sparked a political row after it sought to bring Chandigarh under Article 240, altering its administrative structure. A very good morning, Milana. चलिए, so we need to understand, first of all we will see कि भैया what is the history of Chandigarh, ठीक. Second, we will see what is the particularly Article 240, and the third thing we will see कि भैया ये जो particularly चीज़ implement होगी, what will be the effect of implementation of Article 240, and what is Article 240, who has the power to implement this article, मतलब who is actually power authority, or who will have the authority under the Article 240. तो सारी चीज़ों का one by one we will go for the analysis. First of all, यहाँ पे you have to see one thing, it's a amendment bill. There is a huge difference between bill and act. बहुत सारे student they are confused कि भाई what is the difference between bill and act. So bill means कि it has been initiated, यानी कि it is not a act, यानी कि act नहीं है, that means it is not enforceable. समझे, यानी कि अभी अ लॉन्ग जर्नी इज देयर, इट हैज़ बीन जस्ट प्रपोज्ड, यानी कि इट हैज़ बीन जस्ट प्रपोज एज जस्ट एन इनिशिएटिव हैज़ बीन टेकन कि वी वांट टू मेक चंडीगढ़, या वी एक्चुअली डिजायर टू इंक्लूड और ब्रिंग चंडीगढ़ अंडर आर्टिकल 250 वंस इट विल गोइंग टू बी पास्ड आफ्टर द सेशन, यानी लोकसभा राज्यसभा के डिस्कशन के बाद आफ्टर वोटिंग, देन फाइनली president give his or her assent, only then this particularly bill will be converted into act. So that's why it is a 131st constitutional amendment bill, not act. Now you have to tell me in the comment section how many amendments has been made till now, what is the last number of amendment which has been made in the constitution, and what is that amendment is related to. So let us start. Okay, what is this constitution amendment bill? That is your basically 131, the 131st bill. So obviously it has been proposed to bring Chandigarh under your article 240, and which actually article 240 is currently applicable to UTs, and UTs में भी कौन सी UTs, this is very important, statement based question में it can be asked. So it is currently implemented in particularly Andaman and Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Dadar and Nagar Haveli, and Daman and Diu, and Puducherry. Puducherry maybe there is some exception, but when we will discuss your article 240 in detail, we will see what is the exception related to this Puducherry wala concept. But here what is important, article 240 is currently applicable to which of the union territories, that is Andaman, Lakshadweep, Daman and Diu, Nagar Haveli, and your Puducherry. Now hope so this thing is clear in your mind कि Daman and Diu and Dadar and Nagar Haveli is no more a two particularly UTs, it is a one union territory. Please make sure you not get confused, you are not confused in this. Now Chandigarh is presently administered as a union territory with the governor of Punjab serving as the administrator, since it acts as a joint capital of Punjab and Haryana. So currently whatever the decisions are related to the administration of basically related to Chandigarh is majorly taken by your Punjab government. So that is the concern. Once this article 240 will be implemented, the particularly governance part will come under the hand of president. So that is what the concept is all about. But before that we need to understand about the history of Chandigarh. Now why Chandigarh is important, you must have it, if you are actually fond of Punjabi songs and if you listen Punjabi songs, you might have saw that, very good beta, Kajal, You might have saw that lot of songs are made on Chandigarh. Chandigarh wali hai, Chandigarh di gaddi, Chandigarh. A lot of songs are Punjabi songs which is related to Chandigarh. And Chandigarh is also one of the very smart city. And this is not a smart city like you must have also heard about the sector. Like Chandigarh ka falana sector. Sector term is also used in a lot of Punjabi songs. Why? Because it's a proper sector oriented smart city which was initiated or which was created in 1951 only. The plan has been established in 1951 by a French architecture. So the story of history of Chandigarh is like very from the partition you can see. Before partition is also the different stories there. But here we will going to focus on after partition wala story of Chandigarh. So what is the story of Chandigarh? After, जैसे obviously the Punjab, some part of Punjab is having with India and some part of Punjab is with Pakistan. So before partition, Punjab was a one territory including your Punjab of Pakistan and Punjab of India. So the capital of Punjab, undivided India, the capital of Punjab was Lahore. But after the partition, after the partition, when Pakistan Punjab ka capital has became Lahore, and this side Pakistan, this side Punjab ke liye we need ki bhaiya ek अच्छी smart city, अच्छी high tech city we actually want, so that which can actually called as a India side Punjab ka capital. So at that time the name of Chandigarh came into the picture. So when India was partitioned, Lahore, the capital of undivided Punjab, went to Pakistan. Punjab needed a new capital and we need a planned city, modern city. So the birth of Chandigarh has been taken place. So in 1948, we have decided that ki bhai sahab, this particularly city, that is the Chandigarh, which is known after the Chandi Mata temple. Chandi Mandir is very famous in Chandigarh, जो कि Chandi Mata, it's kind of a goddess of Hindu goddess. उनके नाम पे Chandigarh has been basically named. So 1948 में we have decided कि Chandigarh will be going to be the capital of your, and मतलब after the partition, the Punjab side of India, the capital will be basically your Chandigarh. And at that time, Punjab mein Haryana was also included and Himachal was also part of Punjab. I am talking about 1947 ke partition ke baad. So after 1947, Punjab mein Haryana was also included and Himachal Pradesh was also part of your Punjab. So how this Chandigarh has become the dispute of Punjab and Haryana, we will also see this in the story. So first part is clear, how Chandigarh has become the part of capital of your Punjab. Now the second part, the designing and planning of this Chandigarh city was actually decided by one of the American architect. But his friend has been died who was also involved in the planning of the Chandigarh, after which he left the plan of Chandigarh city. And then one of the French architect, if I am not wrong, the French architect that is known as Le Corbusier, he designed Chandigarh in 1951, and the sector city system or the sector smart city system has been given by this French architect, that is Le Corbusier, who designed Chandigarh in 1951. And that's why Chandigarh is known as India's first planned city, known for its sector system, modern architecture and green spaces. Then story moves forward. There is a lot of dispute which has been taken place between the Punjabi people, Haryanvi people. There's a whole story of partition of Punjab, like after your independence, the Punjab went divided into Haryana and Himachal Pradesh. Yeah, we can say that when Himachal and Haryana has been separated from Punjab, that is a whole story. We need at least 45 to 1 hour to explain you that also. But here what is important is we need to focus on this is how the particularly Punjab has been separated, या फिर Punjab has been divided. So earlier, after 1947, this was your majorly Punjab, जिसमें the blue वाला part you can see Punjab, the pink there was a Pepsu का भी there is a concept in your polity you will discuss. Then in your Himachal Pradesh, this was the territory and this is your Delhi. धीरे धीरे 1954 में dispute has started increasing. Lot of Himachali, the tribal people, they said that कि we don't have any kind of a particularly place या tribes का एक अलग land होना चाहिए. And धीरे धीरे till year 1966, finally the Punjab was divided into three, that is the Punjab, Himachal Pradesh and basically Haryana, जिसमें Delhi has become the union टेरिटरी या फिर दिल्ली हैज़ बिकम दी, वैसे तो कैपिटल पहले से था बट मेजरली द दिल्ली हैज़ ऑल्सो बिकम पार्ट ऑफ दिस सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम दिस टेरिटरी एंड चंडीगढ़ हियर विच इज़ एग्जैक्टली बिटवीन योर हरियाणा एंड पंजाब हैज़ नाउ बिकम द मैटर ऑफ डिस्प्यूट कि भाई साहब, क्योंकि अगर ऐसे देखें तो कहीं ना कहीं इट इज़ काइंड ऑफ अ सेंटर of undivided region, but later in 1966 it has become the matter of dispute कि भाई साहब किसका capital ये होगा, which state will going to prefer it as a capital, and that is the current dispute which you will see between both the particularly states, that is Punjab and Haryana. Now, so finally in 1966 Chandigarh becomes your union territory, and from here Punjab officially said that yeah, Punjab and Haryana, they are actually claiming this as their part of theirs. So that's why Chandigarh has been recognized as union territory कि भाई साहब dispute होना ही नहीं चाहिए, let's make it a different particularly territory. So in 1966 Chandigarh has been recognized as a basic union territory. So this is what the story of your Chandigarh. So how after partition Lahore was the common capital of the Punjab, undivided Punjab, then it has been shifted after the partition. Lahore has become capital of the Punjab side, that is the Pakistan side Punjab ka capital. Here we were not sure ki kya hoga, so Chandigarh has been made as one of the particularly capital of the India side Punjab. Then uske baad mein a proper sector system planned city has been developed. American particularly architect was there, but because of some reasons he actually left the project. Then 1951 में French particularly architect has created this smart city which come out to be your Chandigarh city. Then because of the dispute between the different particularly regions in this region like your Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and Punjab, finally the particularly partition of Punjab has been taken place, जिसमें your Haryana and Himachal Pradesh has become the separate particularly state. Then finally in 1966 Chandigarh has become a separate union territory, but still the problem is going on between Punjab and basically Haryana related to Chandigarh कि किसके official administration के under it will come. Now, let us come to the second part. What is Article 240 of Indian Constitution? So, Article 240 क्या कहता है? If any of such union territories are actually put under your Article 240, then President has authority to maintain peace, progress in that region. So, it empowers the President to make regulation for peace, progress and good governance of specific union territory if under Article 240 it is under the President authority. अगर कोई भी union territory is under Article 240, that means कि President has authority, President has power to make or regulate the peace, progress and good governance of that union territory, and whatever the power the President is having under 240 is actually act same as a kind of whatever the President will say, it have a same kind of a power or same kind of effect as a act of parliament. यानी कि जिस तरीके से an act of parliament का implementation के बाद the states have to follow that particularly act or law which has been created, same if President has said something under Article 242 particularly that union territory, then they have to follow the same thing. So, these regulations hold the same authority as the Act of Parliament and may amend or repeal existing laws applicable to the territories. यानी कि पंजाब के अंडर whatever the rules and regulation has been made for Chandigarh या Chandigarh पे it is applicable. If your Chandigarh comes under Article 240, President can also replace or repeal that law which is actually currently going on or running in your basically Punjab यानी कि चंडीगढ़. So that is what the power of your Article 240. एक बार repeat कर लेते हैं. So Article 240 is basically giving the particularly President a power of regulation of what? That is actually related to peace, progress, governance of specific union territory, and this particularly power under 240 President का have a same effect like of any of the Act of Parliament, and under this Article 240 President has authority कि वो किसी भी existing law को it can repeal, change or replace. This is what actually the power of Article 240. Now, this particularly article is implemented to different union territories. What are the union territories? So, Andaman and Nicobar. Second, Lakshadweep, third Dadar and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, and Pondicherry, that is now Puducherry. But पुडुचेरी में this particular stuff is only applicable, यानी पुडुचेरी में article 240 is only applicable if legislature is not present, यानी कि due to any reason if legislature is not continuing, is not functioning in that region, only then your 240 will be applicable, यानी only then your president will have authority to make laws or replace laws or repeal law under the article 240 on Puducherry. But if legislature is present in this region, then president will not have authority to implement your article 240. आप ये देखेंगे these three particularly territories, they don't have majorly have their legislative assemblies, but Puducherry have its legislative assembly. So that's why when legislative assembly will not function, only then your president have authority to basically impose article 240 or use its power of article 240. So this is the particularly 4 UTs on which article 240 is applicable. If UPSC asks you ki power is the same on all the UTs, so answer is no. Exception is your Puducherry, because Puducherry mein if your basically state legislative is not in power, only then president have authority to use that particularly power under article 240. So this is what the important thing which is actually associated with your article 240 on these union territories. What is the work? To bring peace, regulation and progress and governance, good governance in this particularly region. Next. What are the key features? Obviously, once this will article 240 ke andar, like if Chandigarh is also included, so like other 4 UTs, all the administration and regulation and peace process will be done by your prime minister, your president only. और president का होने का मतलब indirectly center is having the control, because we also know that कि president is not the real power authority, president is just a nominal head. He also known as president, he or she is also known as rubber stamp of the center. So that's why majority of the time we know that कि अगर कहीं पे भी president is having the power, that means indirectly center is having the authority on that particularly region. So that's why Chandigarh में एक बार president article 240 will be implemented, that means center has a full control, indirect full control on the decisions of Chandigarh, यानी कि कोई भी rule and regulation pass करके they can also basically make Chandigarh official capital of Haryana only. So lot of things are related to this. Center is trying to manipulate its power here also. So what are the key features? So it will bring the Chandigarh article 240. So like other particularly union territories, this particularly will also come under this. Second, all the appointment related to administrator, क्योंकि we also know that UTs में we have administrator. अभी तक पंजाब में पंजाब गवर्नर डिसाइड्स की और पंजाब गवर्नमेंट एंड गवर्नर डिसाइड्स मेजरली कि who will going to serve as basically the administrator in Chandigarh. But now once it will come under the article 240, president will decide ki who will be the administrator of your union territory, that is Chandigarh. So indirectly the tussle between the state and the center. Second, now the last point, it reduces the Punjab administrative role. Obviously चंडीगढ़ पे पावर करने का जो राइट होता है, द पर्टिकुलरली पंजाब इज गेटिंग अंडर योर पंजाब रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक्ट. पंजाब इज एक्चुअली मेजरली हैविंग द मेजर अथॉरिटी ऑफ रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पावर ऑन योर चंडीगढ़. सो व्हेन this particularly Chandigarh will come under article 240, the definitely Punjab power will be reduced from this region. So these are the 3 major effects which will be actually on your Punjab and center state relation. So this particularly 240 will definitely going to become one of the major dispute between center and state, that is Punjab and your center government. I'm so sorry. So this is what actually the article is talking about. Hope so. There's a lot more progress is there. Abhi I have just given you just a briefing so that ki ab if you continuously see the articles related to this, at least you are having the idea. There are a lot more particularly kind of debate and discussion will come to it. So what jaise progress aati rahegi, we will start discussing and we will continue discussing about the progress. But yes, this thing becomes very important from examination point of view, polity ke perspective se. Now the next article that is related to, this is the African parrot. What is the news which is related to this? No registered breeders or authorized pet shops to sell African grey parrot that is known as Psittacus erythricus, one of the most easily procurable animal in the country. यानी कि बहुत easily without registration, without any legal stuff, ये बहुत आसानी से बेचा जा रहा है in the country. That means illegal things can also be associated with it. But that is the technique, that is the other part. For us, what is important? What is African parrot? What is the features? What is the characteristics? What is the IUCN status? Because UPSC asks us such questions. Now, African parrot, African grey parrot. So from here you can see it's a grey, it's kind of a medium grey kind of a thing which you can see. A red kind of a small tail stuff can be seen. Thoda sa. Then above that there is a black tail which you will can see. So this is actually the main characteristics. It's a medium sized dusty look grey bird. Scientific name is your Psittacus erythricus, one of the most talented talking mimicking bird in the planet. यानी कि parrots are already known for mimicking the people. जैसे my grandmother, she also pet one of the parrot. उसका काम ही था बेटू बेटू करता था. Whenever we used to visit a village, they used to say बेटू आ गए खाना खाओगे. So मेरी दादी ने she just has made her learn, मतलब made that parrot learn lot of things. And वो फिर पूरा वो चौपाइयाँ वगैरह भी बोलता था. मतलब we like from a typical Brahman family, my dadi also make that parrot learned about the चौपाई, चित्रकूट के घाट पर. मतलब lot of things it actually have learned. So parrots are having a very good mimicking quality. So parrot का ही, this is an African grey parrot and it is more advanced than normal parrots which are present. So it is the most talented talking mimicking parrot in the planet. Native to Western Central Africa, ज़्यादातर it is found in Western Central Africa, and they inhabited different types of lowland forest. यानी कि they can found in different types of forests, like your rainforest, woodland, savanna forest. मतलब majorly in every African terrain में they can be fine. So majorly they can be saw in your rainforest, woodlands and wooded savanna region, native to your Western Central Africa. Now Africa से one more thing, recently Prime Minister have visited your basically Johannesburg, South Africa for the meeting of G20. And you must have saw कि this video became viral when the African ladies, tribal ladies which were present there, they literally lie down on the ground as a gratitude towards, or as a basically to show respect to your Narendra Modi. So this was actually the video which has gone viral. And Africa के साथ continuously we are in relationship with lot of things. जैसे कि Africa Forum Summit हुआ था, we have also discussed about this in live session. Then Namibia से we have reintroduced cheetah, we have also discussed that thing. Ethiopia में one of the after such a long time the volcano has been erupted, और उस Ethiopia का जो volcano eruption हुआ है, उसका जो pollution, उसका जो gas release हुआ है, it has reached Delhi today. Because of the westerly winds, because of the wind system. Just imagine कि particularly the volcano has been erupted in Africa. वहाँ से the particularly that धुआं or that pollution or that particularly ashes of that has entered into Haryana and Punjab yesterday, and today they have entered into Delhi. So it has actually enhances the worst condition of Delhi AQI. Already we are actually asking for air emergency in India, in Delhi, and this Ethiopia volcano blast or volcano eruption has resulted into more AQI increase in the country. So this is how the whole system is also included. Now, so it is a Notal grey colored medium size, already we have discussed. It has a large beak as compared to the average. It has a large beak with mite mask enclosing your yellow eye. Literally their eyes are literally, you can see a little bit yellowish color of eyes you can see, and have a red vent which you can see over here. Then females have, this is also important, females have a pale grey crown with the dark grey edges, grey body and scarlet tail feathers. So there is a difference between male and female. This is the difference which you will see. The male looks similar to the female but becomes darker with age. So जैसे जैसे male जो बढ़ते हैं with age, the particularly African parrot, they become dark grey as compared to the female African parrot. So this is the particularly major difference between male and female African parrot. What is the lifespan? So on an average 50 plus years they can survive. That is the lifespan of this African grey parrot. What is the IUCN status? So it is listed as endangered in the IUCN list basically of the species. So this is the particularly criteria, this is the particularly status of your African grey parrot which you will see. So fatafat let us revise. Medium size, scientific name is Psittacus erythecus, mostly one of the most talented mimicking talking bird in the world on the planet, native to Africa and Central Africa, lifespan on an average 50 plus years. What is the major difference between male and female? Male become darker with the age. Majorly they have red vent, unlike red vent, but as compared to normally, females have a pale grey crown as compared to the male, but majorly they look same. But major difference you can see, male with the age, they turn your into more grey, dark grey color. Now what is the IUCN status? IUCN status is your endangered. So this is what the thing. Now this is the another species which has been actually recently invented or recently found in your Arabian Sea. Yani ki first of this kind species has been found in your Atlantic Ocean, or second इसी particularly family का species has been found in your India Arabian Sea. So this is one of the major development which has been done in your species wala matter. So researchers of the Central Marine Fishery Research Institute, Kochi, has discovered a new species of a deep sea squid from Arabian Sea and named it as Tanningia selassie, that is your Indian octopus squid. So this is what your Tanningia selassie is, basically the name of this squid which has been actually recently discovered in your basically where? In your Arabian Sea. Now this is very important. Let us see in detail what is this features of this. So Tanningia selassie, it has been discovered in Arabian Sea on an average 390 meters. You're in the sea of your colon coast ke paas mein, and it belongs to a family of octopus. And what is the name of the family of octopus? That is your Octopothioidae. Octopothioidae is basically the family of your basically octopus of which it is belonging, and it is the only second formally recognized species in the Tanningia genesis. I have told you first was invented or first was discovered in your Atlantic Ocean, and second species of the same family has been discovered where? In your basically Arabian Sea in Indian Ocean. So Tanningia dene was the first species found in the Atlantic Ocean belonging to this genus. Yani ki this is your Tanningia selassie. The earlier and the first species of the same kind of a genus was found in your Atlantic Ocean, that is known as Tanningia or Tanningia dene. This is the two major species of this particularly genus. That's why this becomes very important from examination point of view. 390 meters approx it has been found in Kollam district. It belongs to the family of Octopothioidae, and it is the second after your Tanningia dene which was found in your Atlantic Ocean. Now, what are the key features of this species? Very ready species you can see. It is actually the height of the species can be seen on an average that is your 45 centimeters. So 45 centimeters of this on an average particularly height can be seen. It can also attain a larger size. Atlantic Ocean species can grow up to 2.3 meters and length and weight can on an average approx 61.4 kg. यानी कि जो अभी मिला है that is 45 centimeter, but last they can grow up to 2.3 meters as well, and the weight they can actually gain up to 61.4 kg. यानी कि छोटे से लेके बड़े तक का you can see in the sizes, but recently we have discovered only two basically species of this genus. Now long feeding tentacles, majorly octopus में the tentacles, because they are also belonging to the octopus family. So octopus में the tentacles are present. आपने देखा होगा. This is let's say octopus का यहाँ. So such tentacles are present in the octopus की body, but such tentacles were missing in the body of your this Selisa. That is the important thing of feature of this particularly squid which the particularly squid which you have find. So absence of a long feeding tentacles typically seen in most of the squid families which you can see, plus it can also reduce it gills, यानी कि अपने जो gills जो body functions है छोटे gills, majorly these animals or sea animals they actually respirate through gills only, so it has quality to reduce number of gills lamella which are tiny leaf like structure on the gills. छोटे gills like structure are present on the body of the squid. It can also reduce the size of basically the gill lamella which are present on the body. You don't have to go in the depth. आपको बस basic चीज़ें पता होनी चाहिए, so that in paper if they are asking you statement from here, at least you are clear in your mind कि नहीं ये तो नहीं था या ये तो था. So you need to be just clear about that thing only. So what is the absence of long feeding tentacles, which is very common in squid family? It is not present here. We need to remember this. Plus it has capacity to reduce the tiny gills which is present on the body of squid, which is known as your gill lamella. So these are the two major points which you have to remember related to this particularly species which has been found in the country. Now what is the other feature? So you can see there is a unique oval type feature. You can see this is one of the special feature. So it has possessed a unique oval shaped funnel mantle locking your cartilage and distinct morphological features, and its beak including your broader wings on the lower beak. So obviously here you can see it's a oval shaped feature you can see. Then another you can see here, it's a wing like structure which can be seen in this squid. So this is the unique feature. Then only 11%, according to the study, only 11% of the DNA barcodes reveal that 11% genetical divergence from its only previously confirmed relatively Tanningia dene, यानी कि खाली 11% DNA से पता चला the difference of both the species, यानी कि पहली species से this species के DNA से पता चला है only 11% difference can be seen in both of the species when we compare both the species, one which has been found in your Atlantic and another which has been found in your Indian Ocean, that is your Arabian Sea. So this is the special features about this particularly species which has been found in your Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea. Let us see fatafat about the revision part. So it is discovered in Arabian Sea. On an average 390 meter, it is belonging to the family of Octopodidae. It is the only second formally recognized after your basically your Tanningia dene, which was discovered in your basically Atlantic Ocean. It has a length can go to 45 centimeter, plus it can also go to your 2.3 meters. What is the last weight they can carry? The last weight they can gain is like your, not last but majorly they can also have a weight up to 61.4 kg. Normal tentacles are missing, which is very common in your squid family. Plus they have capacity to reduce the gills which are present on the body, यानी उसका size reduce कर सकते हैं. Then it also has a very unique feature of the oval shape. You can see funnel shape which is present here, which protects its cartilage or the functioning of the body, and the wings like structure can be seen in the squid family, and only 11% difference can be seen from the last species which has been invented of the same genus, that is Tanningia dene. So this is the important aspect. Now let us see the next article. What is the next article is talking about? So next article is related to this trumpet. Now Meerut bugle, it is known as bugle. So Meerut bugle has earned a GI tag. So obviously GI tag is one of the important aspect which we always try to not miss the GI tag stuff, because GI tag is the thing which UPSC used to ask, and yes, they can ask you about the GI tag, and lots of product has been given GI tag this year. So Meerut bugle, which is from UP, obviously has been given a GI tag. What are the benefits of GI tag? We already know that once you get the GI tag, its production, import, export actually increases. Locally, nationally, internationally, it gets benefit from these particularly GI tags. So that's why this is very important. Now it was majorly started in 19th century. These bugles can be seen majorly used in army functions and ceremony. ठीक है, साथ के साथ the trumpet, the another version is used in शादी ब्याह also. But majorly this bugle can be seen, it has been started or date back to the late 19th century, and it is closely linked with your Indian evolving military tradition. So majorly here it is related to your military tradition, handicraft using your high quality brass, and it is known for its durability and tonal accuracy. So it is made up of brass, and such a matlab obviously if you hear such things like you follow the such kind of ceremonial, military ceremonial kind of events, then definitely you can see this particularly proper band is there in the army regiments also, which is actually playing such kind of a bugle and trumpets. So that's why it's actually a very kind of a soothing thing. If you are into music and such thing, then definitely is kind of a very important thing which you will see. Now majorly it is used in regimental parades. There is a beating the retreat ceremony after 26 January की 2 या 3 दिन बाद we have a beating to retreat ceremony which happens in your Rashtrapati Bhavan. There also these bugles are played. So this year after 26 January I will suggest you do see that on TV. Like अगर जा नहीं पाते, passes मिलना is very difficult of that particularly ceremony, but if you get opportunity even to see on TV, you will actually connect the same thing which I was telling you, which I am telling you right now. So regimental bands it is majorly used in military academies and your ceremonial events nationwide. So Meerut bugle has been given your recently GI tag. Now the next article that is related to Sagar Kavach. So what is Sagar Kavach? So recently a military exercise has been conducted in the Sagar. Sagar obviously is related to the ocean, and who has conducted this basically Sagar Kavach military exercise? That is by the Indian Coastal Guard. So Navy be present on the coastal areas, Navy is also present, and your other forces which are present on the coastal areas, that is your Indian Coastal Guard. So Indian Coastal Guard, they have recently conducted your operation or military exercise that is known as Sagar Kavach. Now why this exercise becomes important? Because it's not an annual exercise, यानी कि साल में एक बार नहीं होती है. It's a biannual exercise, यानी कि साल में 2 साल में एक बार होती है. So that's why this Sagar Kavach becomes important from examination point of view. So recently Sagar Kavach exercise was conducted on the coast of Maharashtra and Goa. It's a biannual coastal exercise which is conducted by your Indian Coastal Guards. What is the objective? Objective is to prepare a proper high surveillance security structure in the coastal areas or in the oceans. So it is access to preparedness of the handling of the coastal securities, emergencies, preventing any kind of attacks from coastal areas, because recently we are highly on alert. Delhi from the 25th after the terrorist attack 25th November से लेके 13th January तक the curfew has been imposed in Delhi. यानी कि like more than 5 to 6 gathering is not allowed. Shopkeepers, the street vendors, यानी कि जो सड़क पे जो दुकानें लगाते हैं either of clothes or vegetable, they have been asked कि आप एक limited time तक लगाइए और बहुत ज़्यादा भीड़ भड़क का मत करिए, because in future अगर गलती से भी any kind of explosion took place, then you will be responsible for that explosion. So lot of things are going on in Delhi, because still Delhi is on high alert, because it was safe, because we have found out that कि 6 तारीख मतलब यानी 6 December को they have planned something big for Delhi. So still Delhi and particularly higher authorities and the forces of particularly of the government, they are still not taking any chance. They want कि कम से कम अगर लोग इकट्ठा कहीं होते हैं, so कम से कम अगर if in case 1 or 2% we have still not able to find anything, तो कम से कम नुकसान होगा. Because newspapers are not showing, news channels are not showing, but after that event 1 or 2 bombs have been found in Delhi itself, in the metro area and some of the posh areas. So that's why Delhi is continuously in high alert from your 25th November to 13th of January. So that's why we are expecting a lot of things. That's why we are in concern if any kind of attack has been taken from the coastal area, then along with the Navy, these coastal guards should also be prepared from any kind of emergencies from the future perspective. So that is the particularly, you can say the aim of this Sagar Kavach, which has been recently done in your Maharashtra and Goa base. So what is the main aim? Is to basically provide security to the coastal areas. Now the next particularly article that is related to your G20 meeting. We have already discussed a lot of times what is G20, what is the function of G20. So I will not going to waste time by explaining same thing again and again, but we will discuss about what are the 6 major points which has been given by Pradhan Mantri Modi in the G20 meeting. So for us, that is more important. So Prime Minister Modi proposes 6 new initiatives at the G20 Leaders Summit, that is in South Africa, Johannesburg. So recently your Prime Minister has visited in your G20 meeting that was that is actually going on in your South Africa, that is basically related to your South Africa, Johannesburg. And what is the theme of this particularly G20 meeting? That is your a fair and just future for all, critical mineral, decent work and artificial intelligence. So from the theme itself, you must have understood कि Prime Minister ने क्या-क्या चीजें बोली होंगी. So what are the major things which actually the ideas which have been given by your Pradhan Mantri Modi? First of all, we have the particularly government, our Indian government has given an idea of creating a traditional knowledge repository. What is the traditional knowledge repository? Yani ki whatever the particularly summits, whatever the agreements, whatever the information which we are sharing with each other, which we are developing, we should actually make a proper repository of that, so that for the future generation, if they want to consider or if they want to see ki what their particularly earlier generations have done for them, what are the goals they have set or किस तरीके से they have worked, so that we should have a proper repository of all the knowledge for the future generation also. Plus current में we will have every particularly paper, summit, information agreement at one place. So this is one of the particularly first suggestion which has been given by Narendra Modi, that is creation of a G20 global traditional knowledge repository that will going to harness the collective wisdom of humanity for the benefit of the future generation. Next, Prime Minister Modi have suggested to basically make a proper training skill multiplier, yani ki so creation of G20 African skill multiplier. What does that mean? We, under this particular initiative, Prime Minister have specifically focused on the African people, and African may be the youngsters of Africa. So under this creation of G20 Africa skill multiplier, he suggested that a good number of training stations, a good number of skill development initiatives should be taken in Africa, so that lot of African youth can have a proper skill oriented training, so that they can utilize for the further earning and economic development. So this is what have been suggested as the second major particularly thing has been suggested by Indian government. That is your India. This program would aim to create a pool 1 million certified trainers for skilling the youth in Africa, and this would create a local capacities and foster long-term development in the continent. We also know that India is one of the country with the highest youngsters population, but when we talk about the continent, so continent which have the youngest population with a good number of youngest population is your Africa. But the point here is that the African population is not that advanced, is not that, I'm not saying advanced, but they are not more benefited because of the situation of the majority of the African countries. So that's why under this initiative, we have suggested that you should make more than 1 million certified trainers who will basically going to train the other skills and youth of the people for the further development or employment. So this is what actually the second recommendation or thing has been given by your Prime Minister Modi. Third, creation of G20 Global Health Response Team. Yani ki we should make a proper health response team, global health response team, because we know that ki lot of, this is also the thing, ki after COVID-19 we have realized majority of the World Health Organizations which are working, which were working and which are working, they are not that profitable and they are not that basically important, they have not worked in that effective manner. So that's why we are saying that we should generate some more kind of expert teams for the global healthcare concern. Now, the next. We also want to establish a satellite data partnership. So obviously in the current scenario, satellite is one of the main key from where we are getting the information related to these, with the satellite imaging about the weather, about the agriculture, about the different about the navigation. So that's why we said that we should establish a proper G20 satellite data partnership so that we can have a effective knowledge sharing with the help of space. So this is also one of the important aspect, and we should also launch more and more space programs together as a G20 country. Then creation of a G20 critical minerals. Obviously we know that critical minerals are type of a minerals which is used in the battery, matlab making batteries, in the semiconductors, in the AI, in the computing. So that's why we should make a proper critical mineral circulatory initiative so that we can foster recycle, urban mining, second life battery projects, innovation in various types, and help in strengthening supply chain security and developing cleaner pathways for डेवलपमेंट. यानी कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा we can promote cleaner energy and we can work on the critical mineral so that we can help in development of each other in such kind of a critical infrastructure. And the last thing which have been suggested by the Indian government or by the Prime Minister is your creation of G20 initiative on counter drug and terror. Yani ki obviously we also know that terrorism is one of the common problem and drug is also one of the common problem of Africa. So that's why we have said that of the G20 countries, that's why we have said that we should also create these particularly counter terror and a drug nexus. We should create we should take initiative. So these are the 6 particularly things which has been suggested, or the ideas which has been suggested. Creation of G20 traditional knowledge repository, creation of G20 Africa skill multiplier, creation of G20 healthcare response system, establishment of G20 open satellite data partnership, creation of G20 critical minerals circulatory initiative, and creation of G20 initiative for counter drug and trafficking. Now the next. Recently your Prime Minister have visited your South India and we have talked about the natural farming. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the South India Natural Farming Summit 2025 in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. What is a natural farming? Natural farming is a farming which is done, basically it's a farming which is done without any use of any kind of a chemical. यानी कि पूरी तरीके से without any use of chemical, with the natural processes, with the natural process of biodegradable substance, we are actually planning a proper farming. That is what is in short known as natural farming. So from picture here you can itself search, you can see कि भैया we are creating normal खाद with the biocomposers, with the biomulching, we are creating your basically natural manure. So this is by this process which we actually planning to create a proper natural farming system in the India. So natural farming, we can say it's a chemical free sustainable method that relies on farm biological process instead of synthetic external inputs. यानी कि without any external DAP या किसी भी तरीके का यूरिया, बिना किसी external chemical के add किए हुए, we are actually going for a total and natural kind of a farming. That is what actually known as natural farming. Yani this is also known as a do nothing farming by the Japanese people. Why? Because you are not adding any kind of a extra kind of a mineral or any extra kind of a basically fertilizer to it, which is actually harmful for the human body and for the later soil as well. So that's why it embodies that. It's a do not farming philosophy of Japanese farmer, that is your Masanobu Fukoku. Emphasis on zero human intervention या फिर minimal human intervention, यानी कि खुद ही just create biodegradable land. यानी एक land है, you are just decomposing lot of fruit waste or basically vegetable waste or the biodegradable substances you are actually dumping over there, और उसके बाद में you are just covering that land. धीरे धीरे it will itself convert into a very solid and very fertile land. So then use that land for your natural farming. This is what actually they are suggesting under this basically way of farming, that is known as natural farming. Plus it will also going to help environment to work in a very effective manner. So this is what actually your natural farming is all about. Now what are the key practices which are involved? So biomass mulching, which we have already saw, जहाँ पे crop residues and organic material को you can use it for your basically you can add on soil and धीरे धीरे it will going to be decomposed. That is what actually your soil mulching is. Biomass mulching is. Then cow dung and urine formulation. Cow dung is also one of the major source of fertilizers. Many of the farmers, they still use cow dung as a source of fertilizer. We can use it as a source of fertilizer. Then pest management, through diversity we can use naturally pest control methods for basically protection of the crops rather than artificially spraying pest control medicines on the crops. This is the particularly concept. Then on farm botanical concoctions, yani plant based mixtures ko we can use. Lot of plants also when mixed together, that is also one of the manure or very good composer or very good fertilizer for the plant. So they are also suggesting to use on farm बोटानिकल कॉन्कोशंस एंड योर एक्सकल्शन ऑफ सिंथेटिक केमिकल. किसी भी तरीके के सिंथेटिक केमिकल को यू शुड अवॉइड. दिस इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ योर नेचुरल फार्मिंग which you will see. Now what are the benefits? Obviously low production, low cost will be done. Soils will be actually good. Soils ka life can be increased. Less number of soil will also get affected, so that further it can be utilized in more effective manner. This is the benefit. Challenges kya hai? Production is lower as compared to the particularly other kind of a low yield. You can see weak certification system is there. Farmers ka proper training is not there. They are not aware of the how to use this kind of manure specifically for the good growth of the plant. So this is the benefits and challenges which are still associated with the natural farming. Despite that, major states of the country like your Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Himachal, Gujarat, UP and Kerala, they have adopted the promotion of natural farming practices in the country. So despite all the challenges, you will see these are the states which are actually implementing the natural farming. So if UPSC asks you in a statement based question, then definitely you have to basically mention, you should aware of these name of these state ki all states have started implementing natural farming. So answer is no, because UPSC have asked this question on zero based natural farming. So in prelims may or mains may be. So that's why such kind of basically farming can be asked in paper, prelims and mains perspective both. Now we have to learn lesson from Sri Lanka. Now what is the lesson from Sri Lanka? Sri Lanka suddenly they thought ki we will convert our agriculture economy into organic. ठीक है. So they have majorly stop क्या बोलते, they have instantly they have stopped कि भैया now completely we will shift to organic. और अचानक से they have stopped everything, import of the minerals and fertilizers और एकदम मतलब everything, and which has impacted the economy in a negative sense. एकदम से it is not possible. Slow and steadily you should go. So because of which the fertilizer shortage has been done. मतलब the production has been reduced and your prices have hiked at a very higher price. मतलब inflation has taken place in the Sri Lanka. So because of which one of the reason we say that ki Sri Lanka collapse हुआ, Sri Lanka economic collapse has been done. So what was the reason? After COVID-19 tourism वगैरह, that was the different tourism, civil war which was going in basically Sri Lanka and the corrupt government. These are the particularly issues were there. But one of the major issue was also one of the major reason was also that they have tried to shift into natural farming and organic farming, and ekdam se they have decided they have stopped the imports of the fertilizers and everything, because of which fertilizer shortage has been done, production has been reduced, and because of prices were very high, and because of which the economic situation of Sri Lanka has taken place. मतलब worst situation for the economy of the Sri Lanka has taken place. So we should learn the lessons from Sri Lanka that instantly we can't actually apply such things for the economy. We should go in a very slower pace if we want to achieve such goals for the country. So that's all for today. So we have discussed majority of the articles today. We'll meet again tomorrow for the further articles, and I will try to add some more MCQs in last and in between, so that we can actually have a very conversative, very basically we have a kind of a, so that I can also understand that you guys are basically understanding